Tusk is an independent body horror comedy written and directed by Kevin Smith. It stars Justin Long, Genesis Rodriguez, and Michael Parks. If you are not a fan of dark comedy, then you probably won't like this film. Although the script won't win any awards, it does give enough to attribute to the film, and even tries building on characters, albeit mostly in flashbacks, some of which I believe weren't needed. The characters are likable, and once we get a chance to get to know them, we learn that perhaps not all is clear. Justin Long's character Wallace is a bit of a jackass. And yes, you heard correctly, his name is Wallace. My favorite character is Genesis Rodriguez's Allie. You have good performances all around, which is surprising for such a film. Justin Long does a great job, and Genesis Rodriguez isn't just a pretty face in this film. She gave a great performance, especially near the end. But the best performance has to be Michael Parks. His portrayal was scary and intense when it needed to be. If you are looking for the comedy aspect throughout, you won't find it. But when you do, it's worth it. Inspiration was clearly taken from the Human Centipede, which in itself was grotesque, but Tusk is much more unsettling once you see the full transformation. It is truly disturbing. The pacing of the film, for the most part, flows well, apart from 2 or 3 instances. Ultimately, Tusk is a film that knows what it is. It understands itself and is self-aware. There is a good balance of horror and comedy. I like films that are aware of itself, but at the same time, some things don't make sense. Yes, I know a lot of things don't make sense in the film due to the dark comedy aspect, but I am talking about it from a script perspective, plugging up plot holes like the Marvels recently did. While not a plot hole, I do like the irony of the Kill Bill kid. I had a good laugh at that even though you can see it coming. Why in the name of he called the cops when he had a chance? He called his girlfriend, then tried his best friend, but then he leaves them a message to call the police. Why don't you cut out the middleman? Another question is, why wasn't his phone removed or destroyed in the first place? They eventually get to the property where Wallace is held, but they magically gain access to the property grounds without being let in. Earlier in the film, Wallace had to be let in. Now any Tom, Dick and Harry gets access. That's just lazy writing. Then we come to the end. There is a fight scene, I think we can call it that, which takes place. I have no words except disturbing. 1 year after the incident, no reconstruction has taken place. No one bothered to at least attempt reconstruction. But that's not the worst part. It's more concerning where Wallace finds himself. Now that is up. I love dark comedies, dark horror comedies even more. So I enjoyed this film and I'm sure it will develop a cult-like following if not already obtained. That's all we have for you today. If you haven't already, think about liking and subscribing to our channel. Hit the bell to get notified when we upload in the future.